Hello everybody, welcome to 2020 and welcome to my channel. Okay, so you guys all know that my January hashtag is mermaiduary. So of course we're going to be doing a mermaid. This is out of Molly Harrison's Enchanted Sea, the Greyscale book. You can get it on Amazon. You guys know that I'm a PDF junkie, so I grabbed the PDF over at Etsy. As usual, all the links will be down below. Okay, so before we dive into this, a couple of things about the hashtags that people have been asking me. So number one, the deadline to get your pages in is January the 31st at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm in Central Standard Time, so it has to be 11:59 p.m. my time, because at midnight it's cut off, and I'll have all of the participants listed down. Okay, number two, as of 20 minutes ago, I'm going to cover this up because this was my little journaling from yesterday. I had two participants already that posted their pictures. One was sent via email. One was posted to Instagram. The email was sent over to Amanda. Amanda was nice enough to post it on Instagram, stating who it was from, of course. Oh, real quick, I want to show you guys. See that? My mood calendar, been keeping on track. So far, 2 days in, I'm doing good. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to show you how the wheel, oops, not Instagram, how the wheel works. We'll go to Chrome here because that's where I have it saved at. So it's called Wheel of Names. And so every time that I get your name, every time that you post a picture or you email it to one of us, I'm automatically going to add your name to here. Now, let's say Crystal went ahead and sent in another picture. I would just put her name on here twice. I have the duplicates shut off, so this way it can be duplicated up to 5 times. So all the names get put on this wheel, and of course, the more wheels, the more pie slices. And it's real simple. I will do it in real time. You guys will see me doing a picture, and then I will have, doing a picture and like a little tiny picture down at the bottom of the screen, and then you'll have a big screen showing this so you can see my hand moving down here while I do this part, so you guys know that it's in real time. So getting back to what I was saying, so all I do is I give this a tap, it spins, and it will randomly pick a winner. I don't know if you guys can see that. Starts cheering, confetti, and then it pulls up the name. So that is how my random wheel works. So again, oops, I don't want to put nobody's name in there. Okay. So again, I just add everybody's name down here, and they automatically get added to the wheel up here. Okay. So with all of that out of the way, let me move all my goodies to the side. With all that out of the way, we're gonna color this today. Now, I did print this off on Canson XL watercolor paper because I'm going to be using the Arteza real brush pens, and I like them better on watercolor paper than I do on normal paper, and that's just my preference. So I used this, and like this is a 9x12. So I just took a standard piece of paper, I lined it up with the big sheet, I kind of marked it, and I cut it where I needed it to, so this way I got the size that I needed. All right, so let me move this out of the way. And if I'm talking really fast, I apologize. I'm in one of those fast moods. All right, so we are going to be using these Arteza real brush pens. And now, when I first got mine, and I don't know if any of you guys have them or if you've had this same issue, when I first got mine, they did not work for me at all. Like, I struggled with them. I didn't like them. I put them in a box and I left them. I finally contacted Arteza, and I was like, listen, I'm really struggling with these real brush pens, you know, what's going on? And their advice to me was to make sure that I stored them upside down. So this way all the ink runs down. And like, I do that with my markers, but I didn't think about doing it with these. But that was their tip for me. These ones right here are just extra ones that I may or may not use. I'm still debating on what I want to do with her skin. So maybe, I don't know. Otherwise, I think I got my colors picked out. Let's cross our fingers. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it, guys. You know how that goes. Okay, so let's start with the most important part, and that's the tail. I mean, the tail is what makes the mermaid, right? Yeah, I don't know, because when I take a bubble bath, I envision myself as Cher, as a mermaid. And if nobody got that joke, or for those of you who didn't get that joke, I'm just showing my age. It's okay. For those of you who know what I'm saying, well, you know, we all can be Cher every now and then. Okay, so the one thing I did notice about these is, let me find my brush that I want to use here, is I have to work in small areas. If I don't work in small areas, it kind of soaks into this paper really fast, and I can't get it to do what I want. So let's bring it on down a little bit. Hopefully that's not too close or not too far. I don't want to really distort the picture. Okay, so give me 1 second here. I got to move something out of my way or it's going to just bug the heck out of me while I'm doing this. Okay, so this is my watercolored nasty towel that I use for everything, but we're going to need it today. So with these, I'm going to be using emerald green, and we're going to try some light green. These are going from dark to light, of course. We're going to go some lime green and acid green. As always, the colors will be down in the description if you wanted to color along. Okay, so like I said, I kind of like working in sections here, so I'm just going to start with this tail piece, and I am going to go dark to light as I tend to always color. And the reason I like these is because I can kind of be haphazard with them. If I don't get the color exactly where I want it, it's okay. It's not going to hurt nothing, because after we add some water to it, it kind of just all blends in. So as you see, I'm just kind of adding in the darks where the dark grayscale is, and then, you know, throwing in some lines of my own and just having some fun. So hopefully everybody had a happy new year. I did not do anything. Played a few video games with Ricky just to have some us time, but otherwise, yeah, no, we did not do anything. The kids were pretty much passed out before 10 o'clock. And that's another thing that I want to say, you guys, is if this video gets kind of choppy where you can tell like I walked away and I had to piece things together, I do apologize. Most of you guys know Xander is sick, so sometimes in the middle of the night he needs his mama, and he is sleeping right now, and I put him in my room, which is connected to my art room here. So if I hear him in there needing me, I will stop the recording, go in there, attend to him, and come right back. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this medium shade just up in here, kind of like you would like flick hair, you know? All right, let's go to our next darkest. And we're going to kind of do the same thing. And I was thinking I was going to use Neos for the background, and I'm not. I have decided that I am going to stick with these brush pens all the way through, because it's one of those, these brush pens are one of those supplies that I have that I don't use often enough, and I want to start using them. So, oops. Okay, so I got my water pen here, and I kind of like it a little on the drier side. Okay, so then up here, I'm just going to start, we'll start down here because I'm right-handed. So I kind of just like to start in the middle, and you guys will see me kind of wiping it off a lot because I want that light to stay kind of light. But then I'm going to start blending it in, making sure that I keep that dark line where I put it. And take your time on this. You don't have to rush. I'm hoping you guys can see this okay. I'm kind of, bringing that up into the middle where that light is, but I'm really, really trying hard to keep that light area light. And the other thing with these markers that I've noticed that are unlike some of the other mediums out there, I should say water mediums, is they don't, so I don't know if you guys have ever used ink tints or Neocolors or things like that, but you know how you can just put a little bit and then you can kind of like pull it down. These don't really have that. So I find that if I use, the best coverage, like I cover every area and then go in with the water, that's when I get the best results. If I just put it a little bit, hoping to kind of, gradiate it out, it doesn't work as well. Okay, so that's how that part of the tail is going to look. Hopefully you guys can see it. Like it's a super, super bright green. I'm kind of liking that. All right. Now you might not be able to because it looks a little dark. Let's see if I can lighten this up just a little bit. We'll try that. We'll see. All right, so then I'm going to go down here and just repeat the same process. Might have to turn it on, you guys. I'm sorry. I was so excited with everybody's comments and even some of the emails I got about how many people actually wanted to join in this hashtag. Like I thought it was so nice and super cool, especially since most of you know I haven't been around a lot lately. I had health issues going on in my life. But again, thanks to Kathy, I'm free and I'm getting better. Even my mom, I seen her over the weekend, and even she said like she's seen a change in me, especially like in my health, because after everything, like I was super depressed and and but yeah, my even my mental health is getting a little bit better. It's not perfect, nobody's is ever going to be perfect. Well, if yours is, let me know because I want to know the secret. But yeah, so finally I'm getting kind of on track here, which I'm grateful for. And then in my next video, I kind of have it planned out what I want to do. Kathy got me, I have to show you guys one day, this watercolor journal that she got me. Oh my word, is it gorgeous. But so she got me some metallic Neocolors. Now they're Neo ones, so they're not water soluble like most people think of when they think of Neos. They are non-water soluble, but they are so cool to play with, and the effects that you can get, like I've been playing with them, and oh my god, I love them. Love them, love them, love them. Okay, so I'm just going to color all this in. Like I said, you don't have to be precise. And now this brush that I'm using is like the medium one from Arteza. I have to say, like, these brushes are, I think they're my favorite watercolor brush, or my water brushes, just because I feel like I have so much control with them and the water. I don't have to squeeze it much. The only time I really squeeze it is when I'm getting some color out. Now see there, I kind of got that darker. I'm just going to pick up some of that water and it'll bring that light back a little bit. I'm just kind of blending this all out into each other so I don't have no really harsh lines. Except for like the lines that I have going through, they're kind of like veins. I want those to be kind of prominent. And I like pushing this light either up or down into whatever color is next. I went over the line there a little bit, but that's okay because what my plan is for the background, it shouldn't matter. And this might be one of the brightest pictures I do. I don't know. I don't know if you guys seen like my colors of the year on Instagram. Man, do I like the earth tones. That's okay. Okay, so we got her tail done. Now I'm going to keep with the same color scheme going all the way up her tail here. But I'm going to do this a little bit different. So I'm just going to do this bottom chunk here because like I said, I like to work small. And I'm going to start with my lightest color because I want to make sure that there's this light line. I don't know if you guys, I mean, I'm sure you guys can see it. That runs through the whole thing. Well, I want to make sure that I keep that as light as possible. And I don't want a chance going over that. So I'm just going to take my lightest color and kind of just make sure that that's put in place. And then I'm going to work out from light to dark on this one. Just kind of hugging that light color. And down here it gets kind of really narrow. So I don't know how much of this I'm going to really be able to fit in. So I'm going to, but I like one of the darker shades, probably the second darkest, to go all the way up there on the tail part. Okay. Oops, I want to get all the way up here too. So I'm sitting here debating, like I really want to. Okay, so my mind is telling me to just color her like regular skin. But part of me wants to be adventurous. I mean, it is 2020 and it's, you know, it's time for changes. So part of me wants to be adventurous and kind of sticking with the same palette, of course, but kind of doing her skin like with this, like a green and like a yellow kind of look. I don't know. That's why in that little bucket there, I have some skin colors, but I'm trying to get brave. I need to get brave. Okay, I'm just trying to add this dark right to the edge. And the really nice thing about these brush pens is that they are so super fine on the end that you can really get into some of those really tight spaces with it, which is beneficial, like especially like here where I'm trying to like outline some things just to give it that little bit of a deeper color. Okay, so I'm going to take my super fine brush here and I'm going to follow that light line all the way down, trying not to muddy it up too bad with the green that's next to it. Because then from there, what I'm going to do, and I don't know if you guys can see this, so there's my light line. I'm just going to kind of do a circular motion out to that dark and then back in and out and back in kind of thing. Or you can just kind of circular motion it down like that. But then I find you get a lot of that dark green. Or let's see if we just go this green and then blending all this stuff into it. Yeah, no, I don't like that. I like pushing it out to this dark area. Sorry if I'm getting quiet, you guys. I told you whenever like I paint or do things like really small like this, I hold my breath all the time. One of these days you guys are going to see me pass out on camera here. And you don't have to water activate these. If you get them and you just want to color with them, then just color with them. They don't have to be water activated. I just, I like the blended effect I can get. Like, as you can see here, I like that blended, no harsh lines, kind of watercolor effect that I get from these, which is why I like to activate them with water. I kind of lost my light line here. Let's see if I can bring it back a little bit. I'm going to go back in with this. What color is this? Acid green. See if I can't just put that in a little bit there. Okay, so that's pretty much where I'm going to leave that. And then up here, I'm just going to do the same thing. Go in with my lightest in this super light area. See, I keep looking at her skin and I'm like, man, should I do it? Should I be adventurous? Because I really think that I should. I think that I should just go for it. And like I've done like gray skin before, where I wanted to do like a the person all in gray, and then I did the flowers and stuff around her in color, and I really liked that. But gray is just a lot different than actually making like a colored skin. I mean, and I know that it's done a lot. I mean, everybody does it. Okay. So what I want to do here is I want to take this light, and no matter what kind of skin I'm going to do, I want to do the tops of these little scaly things like that. Okay, so let's find that medium brush again. And here we go. See, I should have done this in a live. Then I could have asked you guys your opinions. But until Xander's better, I really can't do that because I'm up and down all the time with him. Okay, so I'm just kind of pushing these colors together. It's a lot like working with Prismacolors, and if you guys, work with Prismas, you kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to these, because once you get the water going and you get your little scumbling or your little circles going, it's kind of like they just smush together. And you could just kind of manipulate them where you want them pretty much. All right, now I'm going to switch to that little bitty brush. Maybe. There it is. And I'm just going to kind of go right where I put those dark edges. Kind of feather those, make them a little cleaner if possible. Okay, so there is the tail in all of its glory. Oh, see, I'm still sitting here thinking about this skin. I'm just going to do her little top here. Real quick. And for this, I am going dark to light. Just because it doesn't take, like there's not a lot here. As Xander would say, they're just boobies. That's what he tells me every day. Mom, they're just boobies. It's okay. right, so I'm going to get that dark out of there because I really don't want to get that too dark in there. There we go. Okay, so we got her top and her tail done, if you guys can see that. All right, so you know what I say? I say we're just going to go for the skin. But what I think I'm going to do is I don't think... So this darkest green here, I think I'm going to take it and put it to the side. What is that, emerald green? I don't know if I'm going to use that one. How about we use... okay, so I like this lime green. Let me look over here. Let's see what this one is. I need a little piece of paper here. Okay, so I like that one. We'll do this one. So this is, what's this one called? Pale green. And then I do have two yellows picked out. Bumble Bee Yellow and Acid Yellow. And I picked those out as a just in case I wanted to get adventurous. And you guys, if this is a total fail, well, you know what? That's okay too. I'm okay with failing. Okay, so let's start with this lime green. And again, we're just going to do it in sections. So let's start with this tiny section right here, like by her, under her shirt. So we're going to go a little bit of this lime. We're going to throw in a little bit of pale green. A little bit of this bumblebee. And we'll throw in some of this acid yellow. All right. So I'm going to get my little peanut brush here. Wipe that off real good. And that's the thing, like, well, since I'm going from yellow to green, I want to make sure like I squeeze a lot of the water out and kind of make sure I clean my brush off really good. Okay, so I'm going to go from this yellow and push it back to this green. Okay, so I guess there, like, we really can't see what the heck I'm doing, so I guess I need to try a bigger part. Thank God you guys are all here supporting me. I lost one of my yellows. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, so cross your fingers again for me. We'll do this arm, because this arm's bigger than the midsection. Okay, so go right around there. Again, I'm just using this lime green. Oh, I didn't even notice that her hands got like these squiggly things. It's kind of cool. Okay, so we're going to go with that, and then we're going to go with this pale green. And you know, I'm starting to think that maybe this skin might not quite look like skin, but that's okay. Because I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying something new. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with this Bumblebee Yellow. But I think it'll be okay. She might look like one color-ish, and I'm okay with that. All right, and then this Acid Yellow. Okay, let's see. Kind of like dragging it all back. And then I think I'm going to come down here and blend that down. It's funny because with the camera and the lights I have going on, and of course my glasses, I guess if I took my glasses off, it might be a little bit better. But it's like I get this glare because the water's wet, and so I can't really see what's going on. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but we're going to go with that, I guess. We'll see how it all turns out. Thanks for the support, guys. Like, yay, Becky. If you fail, we're going to laugh at you, but we're here with you, girl. That's the stuff that I like. Okay, so that part right there is a little greener than I intended, but it's all good. And you guys, there might be parts of this where my talking's cut off and I fast forward it. Just because, like with this, I know it's time consuming. Guess I should do this part too so it doesn't dry on me and I get a really funky line. This is where I get nervous, this part right here. But I'm trying to work kind of fast. And I'm hoping, like, where the two grains and the yellow meet up, this darker yellow and the lighter one in the middle, I'm hoping that it blends out okay. If not, I'll just go back in and we'll color her. I'll color her a whole different color. Just trying to make sure I get all those really hard lines off of there. You guys should see me. I'm a mess right now. I'm over here like chewing on my lip and like, oh my God, what did I just do? But it's not horrible, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. See, on camera she looks kind of dirty, but we're in like looking at it, it's not as horrible. And I honestly think that a lot of it has to do with this on Greyscale, because I'm sure as I'm doing it, some of that Greyscale is coming up. All right, the face is the part that scares me the most. Because if you guys have ever seen me do a portrait, they take me a while. And like I think I just want to add too much detail to it. Where on this, I think I need to like pull back and not do as much. And I'm trying to do that. I just don't know if I'm going to be successful at that. I just got to remember. And it's a Molly Harrison picture. And a lot of her stuff, like sometimes her hair drives me crazy. Like this one isn't too bad. But in some of her pictures, oh, the hair is so tiny. And there's always like little locks everywhere. That like these like little flyaways. And they're supposed to be there. But it's so hard. It's so hard to color that. And there's a few on here, like you can see them all right there. But they're so hard to color, especially in the grayscale. Trying to push that back. Because it's not like, you know, you can really get a lot of color on them. Okay, so I guess it's not terrible. I'm really not liking this section, but hey, we gotta take what we can get, right? The face isn't horrible. It's this right here that I don't like. I wonder, now this is where, see, this is where I'm gonna mess it all up. I put some more yellow down in here. Look at that now, it's a hot mess. I just think that it looks dirty. Like, okay, so I can see it like here in front of me, and it doesn't look like it looks on camera, but like I'm looking at it on camera and I'm like, ooh, I don't know. But okay, it is what it is, and I can live with that. Okay, so let's work on this rock. Gotta put my lid on my brushes here. So I got some grays over here for my rock. Move this up so you guys can see what the heck I'm doing. So I got ash black, smoke gray, and dolphin gray. And of course, like I said, we're just going to do it in some sections. So I'll start in this section here. So literally, I'm just going to put in this black where it's the darkest on here. And like over in these creases where her tail is. Because especially with like these areas, they're pretty much going to be blended out together pretty good. And I think I'm just going to go to there. When I stop, I like stopping in these like little bitty junctions. So this way, if there is like a line, oh God, see, I picked up the wrong one. Thank God it's, you know, I can do whatever the heck I want. But if it's in these little bitty sections there, it's like you can't see that line as well. Okay. So then I'm going to take my medium brush and clean the green off of it. All right. This is really wet. The only time that I'm being really particular is when I get over here by this tail. Just because I don't want that black to really go in there, even though I don't think it's going to matter in the end, but still. So yeah, I'm literally just mushing these together. I'm not really caring where the colors are ending up, as long as I have some lights and some darks. Now, the one thing that I have to say is when you do this, you have to be careful when you go like next to another color. That's when you kind of want to slow down and take your time around that color and kind of pull away from it. And the reason I say that is because these are not like Inktense or where they're permanent. So if you get some gray or black near some of that green, it will either pull or push into one or the other. So that's the one thing to keep in mind when, you know, working with something like this. Okay, I'm going to do this little section down here real quick. And I'm going to see if I can take this black and pull it down here. And you see how it kind of works, but not really. But it works enough for what I wanted to do, just because there was just a tiny, tiny, tiny piece of rock down there. So then I'm going to take this smoke gray, if I can find it, and I'm just going to go in between that little hole there. All right, so onward, march. Okay, so I fast forwarded that part a little bit because I got a little sidetracked over here. But if you're watching, you've seen that I did that whole section, and I shouldn't have. And this is what I kept saying, only doing a small sections, and well, I didn't. And you can see, like down here, I got some really defined lines where they didn't want to blend in. Up here, I got some. I tried going back and adding in a little bit of that medium shade gray, and it didn't work. Over here, because it sat, I started actually pulling my green down into it, and it was just a hot mess. But it'll do. It will work for what I wanted to do. So I'm okay with that. All right, so let's move on to this little thingy right here, this little ball. So I know that I want this acid yellow up in this brightest part right there. And then we're going to surround that with some of this Bumble Bee Yellow. But I think I'm going to add in, I have some other colors here. What's this color? Sunset Yellow. In my bin of toys over here. And let's take out, let's see what color, oops, colors do I have here? All right, this is such a little small thing that I don't want to add too much, but I'm going to put a little bit of this orange rust, I guess. And then maybe this ginger just on the outside. And then we'll take our super little brush. Pushing everything to the outside. Trying to be really careful around her hand here because this ginger color is almost like a brown, and I know that won't mix well with that green. Okay, we're gonna say yes on that one. And then when it dries, I'm gonna come back and just put a little white highlight on there, of course. Okay, so what next? Let's get, for tonight, let's get her hair done. And then we'll call it a night, and then we'll come back. I'm going to show you guys what I want to do in the background, what we're going to do on the inside, the edges, and then some little accents and stuff that I want to do. So her hair, I've been going back and forth. I was going to do purple, but I decided that, I think this is, yeah, I decided that I was going to do red. So we're going to try red, just to give this whole page a bright pop, because the outside here is going to kind of be like this bluish-ish, dark, but I shouldn't say dark, bright kind of background. So we're going to try some of this red stuff here. So I got currant red, and then punch pink. And so how I'm going to do this is just real simple. Again, working in small sections. I learned my lesson. We're going to start up here. So I'm just going to flick it like I would if I was doing hair on a portrait. And you can kind of follow the lines where she has that grayscale going. So of course, dark to light again, because that's how I roll. Now we're just going to fill in that middle with this light. And this might be like a little bit too much of a statement on this. We'll see. So again, I want to work from the light out, and then I just wipe in between. I'm trying to push some of that dark in a little bit to the middle, because up here I put a lot of that light. Okay, so light this way, light this way. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's just to kind of give it some dimension. Again, I'm hoping that these reds aren't like jump out and smack you in the face. It should not be on that page, but that's okay. I'm going to try to do 2 chunks at a time, because I think, actually I might be able to get 3, because I think that I could do that. It's a small enough area and it goes pretty quick. And again, with these markers, it's not rocket science. I mean, you just kind of put color in, and the blending does a lot of the work for you. I just have to start putting my brush up here that I know that I'm going to use, because that's the part that takes me forever, is finding my dang brush. There is I got a couple more things on my January to-do list that are non-mermaid related, but I do try to plan on having at least a few more mermaid pictures. Of course, all of us who are hosting or co-hosting, or everybody who's helping me out in this, is not going to be allowed to participate in the giveaway, but I love seeing their mermaid pictures coming together. It looks so good. You know, I like when a community all pulls together and they do things together. You guys know that I've always liked that. I'm finding, you know, this community to be becoming kind of sad lately. Like even some of the bigger channels that I thought were, you know, just a little bit more professional. I'm just shocked. Let's just put that. Like, I'm just shocked by some of the behavior. And it just made me see things in a different light, I guess. But that's okay. I got a little bit on that rock there, but see, you guys, I did it again. I should have put that up there. I am just here to have fun, to color with you guys. Maybe learn something here and there along the way. Okay, so over here, where I went over in that rock, I'm going to try to lift off some of that color as much as I can, and then once that dries, I'll go back in with the grays and try to buff that out. But I don't want to do that until it dries. Okay, so let's jump over. Okay, marker or water pen. Let's jump over here real quick. Do this side. And since this is just, doesn't go all the way down like the other one, maybe we can just squeeze them all in. Watch, see, I'm going to get overzealous here. And I'm going to get lines where I don't want them. Okay, and then my lightest color, fill all that in. And you know, once all this dries, you can come back in, you know, if you see a spot that you want a little bit darker or it doesn't look as uniform as you want it to be, come back in, add some more color. But I really urge you guys to wait until it's totally dry. If not, you're going to be doing what I was doing down here and fighting a battle that you're not going to win, I promise. Like right up here, I think on the top of her head here, I think I want to add in just a little bit more of that light shade, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to let that dry and then come back in and darken that up a little bit. All right, guys, so this is where we are right now. We're probably going to do one more video on this, and I think we'll be good, because the rest of it's pretty easy peasy kind of stuff. But yes, I'm glad that I took the jump and tried the green skin. As it's drying here, I'm really starting to like it, because remember, when it comes to like watercolor and stuff like that, it always is lighter than when you put it on. So always remember that. Like, it might look really dark and funky, but once it dries, it does get a little bit lighter. All right, guys, so I bid you all farewell, and I'll see you maybe tomorrow. I can get the other half of this done. We'll see. Otherwise, guys, good night, and thanks for watching. Bye.